in no particular order today. I think America, maybe the world, was rooting for Tommy Fleetwood. Part of me wanted to see Scotty Scheffler put a little pressure on him, but we've seen what happened. So when there's been pressure on Tommy Fleetwood, it usually doesn't end well. But he finally got his first PGA win, and it's a big one. And I was talking to Charles Barkley yesterday afternoon. So Charles called me about something, playing golf. And I said, aren't you playing golf now? He goes, I'm watching Tommy Fleetwood. I put a lot of money on Tommy Fleetwood. He better win. And I said, okay, well, you might get one right here. It looks like he's going to hold on. But Fleetwood, it was fun to see because the expectation's always been there. And that's what's tough. When you have the potential, you have the expectation. It's not like he comes out of nowhere. People have been waiting for him to come, to the forefront. And he did that yesterday and did so in dramatic fashion and got his first win. And that's a big one. What else do you have, Seton?
Let me see here. Running through T.O. Dubs. Were you rooting for Tommy Fleetwood yesterday?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. And this is there are a lot of things that I really like about him, starting with his blue eyes. But you know what? And he's got great hair, too. But also, when he's lost, he's talked to the media. He's met with the media. And I appreciate that. Rory is kind of scampered away and Colin Morikawa, and I think you owe it to the fans. Maybe not the media. Maybe you don't like the media, but the fans are the ones who want to understand what happened. They're rooting for you. I think you owe it to the media or the fans. The media, we're the conduit here. And the fans are the ones who buy Callaway clubs or BMW cars or come out and see you. Because without them, then you don't get those endorsements. And Tommy Fleetwood stands up and says exactly how he feels, what happened, and I think that is admirable. I've mentioned this before. Bill Buckner, the ball goes through his legs, and he answered everybody's question after that World Series loss. One of the worst moments in baseball history, and he answered every single question. Mitch Williams gave up the home run to Joe Carter. Toronto won the World Series. Mitch Williams answered everybody's question after that game, after that loss. These are tough situations, but you get paid to be in tough situations. And I think how you respond sometimes says a lot about you. And I was rooting for Tommy because he needed this. It's almost like Rory at Augusta. He had played poorly, and all of a sudden he's just tripping over himself, heading down the stretch in the final couple of holes. And it was like, just let him have this because he can't take, more of this pain, misery. And that's how I felt with Tommy Fleetwood. Certain times I'm rooting for a situation because it's right for that situation. And Tommy Fleetwood couldn't win anything, came close a couple of times, did win. And that's what I loved. I said to Fritzy, although Fritzy almost gave him the jinx, the DP show jinx, he goes, well, what do you think? I'm going to reach out. And now the tournament's not over yet. So the 14th hole, I get a text from Fritzy. And Fritzy says, hey, you want me to reach out to Tommy Fleetwood? And all of a sudden I go, oh, no. And then Paulie goes, jinx.
And I was pulling for him. I didn't want to be a jinx, but to discuss inviting him on the show 5 holes before it's over was a little premature.
Well, okay, but we didn't need to decide then because nobody's going to talk. Hey, he's going to the 15th tee. Hey, Todd Fritz wants to know if you can be on the damn
They don't do that? They wouldn't talk to him before the 18th?
I don't think so.
Let's put the bug in his ear just to let him know that we're interested before everything's done. If you happen to win, this is one of the guest opportunities.
Yes, Paul.
Tommy Fleetwood has been on the PGA Tour for 11 years. He made $24 million in his first 10 years. Yesterday made $10 million.
Yeah.
Woo! Ow! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! This is the stat of the day!
Brought to you by Panini America, the official trading cards of the Dan Patrick Show. And I want to have him on. I want to ask him about the role that his wife has played. Because when you go home, after you lose, there's no cameras, nobody's, following you. It's lonely. And then you really got to sit there and probably give your true feelings. And the role that his wife played, I'd love for him to talk about that, because that's usually where you got to find a friend. You got to have somebody that you can kind of just let it out, you know. But good for him.